So Bob was here to talk about the development process for the platform team, and we're here with Matt Brady, and he's going to be talking about this write code portion and how you're helping with the AI and teaching it this writing code block.
Yep. So as a software developer, I'm learning to work with AI. And so this part of the development process is kind of trying to bridge that gap between the knowledge that a human has and then the ability that AI has to quickly put out tasks. But I guess the problem with AI, it might be quick, but it's not always accurate. So I'm trying to have it write the code as accurately as possible by giving it the best tools and information.
Now, how do you get it to write better code?
So the one thing that is most important when developing with AI is context. A lot of people will talk about the context window, and basically what that is the models kind of have a bottleneck of how much information it can process. But that information is a very large window, but there is some constraints. So you kind of just want to give it the most relevant information for a given task. Like, think of it as a person. If they don't know how something works, then they'll never be able to do the task. So we just want to use all the tools available to get the most relevant information for each task. And the number one tool that we've been trying to use is things that our development environment have, which are called agent skills. So the agent skills are used across different development environments like Cursor, Claude Code, and VS Code. Basically what they are is they can be two different things. One would be manual skills and automatic skills. Manual skills, think of repeatable tasks that can be done. They would always be the same thing, something really simple that would take a person, a few minutes of just going through the same process. These are usually small things that are always following, step one, do this, step two. And in our development process today, these are something that we would directly tell the AI to do. It would be, go add a new dashboard page to this. It's always the same process. It should be able to handle that. So think of just a simple, repeatable task. That's manual agent skills. Then we'll have automatic agent skills. These are maybe the AI isn't going to be actually doing something. It'll be more giving it the right context. An example of this would be with our calendar-based ticket events. They are more complicated. And when you ask it a question or have it write code, it might make the wrong decisions because of how complicated that code is. So it will never have the context of what a senior developer here would have, like Benny. So Benny wrote a lot of the calendar-based ticket event code. So since he is kind of an expert in that domain, he would be able to write a skill. And what that skill would basically do is just explain what these ticket events are and how they work and what the database looks like. And then this information will be given to the AI and it will automatically find it when it's relevant, and then it will be able to make better decisions. And with these manual and automatic skills, the code that is being written will just end up being a little bit cleaner, follow our patterns, and that way when we get to the next step, the AI code review, it won't end up being, 100 comments. There won't be this code that needs a human to get involved and actually write a bunch of things. If you can do it right the first time, it's better than having to iterate on it, because then you'll end up not saving time in the long run. Because AI can do a lot of stuff really fast, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't do it right. So this is a really important step in the process, is getting it to do it right the first time. So these skills are kind of just like a broad thing that can be used in many different ways. Like, one of them is just context. Another one may be giving it references to work that someone has already done. There's many things you can think of just like kind of filling in the spots where AI might be missing it, kind of giving it the human knowledge. In every aspect of our website, there's an expert in that domain. If we can have that person share that information, the AI can kind of become smarter and then make better decisions. But it also would work as documentation for, new interns or just developers that aren't as experienced in that domain.
Now, where are you at in the process of getting this writing code step up and running?
So having the AI write code itself and open up a PR, we're not there yet. Today, it's kind of just part of each developer's process. So every developer today is still opening up their development environment, their application, and writing code like they used to, but instead of manually writing every line, they're talking to a chatbot, and that chatbot is trained on our code base, but these skills are just going to get added to our code base. And as developers keep working on different things and they find gaps that the AI can get better at, they'll update the skills on their own, and then maybe we can just keep having a smarter agent.
So what's next in the process?
What's next for us would be trying to remove as much human interaction in part 6 of this life cycle. So right now, the human's very involved with writing the code, but maybe we can kind of try and pull the developer out and have them more part of the review plan and personal review part. That's going to be an ongoing process. Like today, we still have to manually start each process. So when an issue comes in, it will get assigned to a developer, and the developer will then have to go in and prompt the AI. I think what could come next would be the developer gets involved a little bit later. The issue gets assigned to an agent, not a person. The agent would be able to be smart enough and trusted enough to actually write code, create its own branch, its own pull request. Then it gets the developer. And the developer, instead of writing code and having to actually manually tell it to do everything, it's actually just getting, hey, does this look good? And then the developer's role kind of steps back from being the person who writes code to actually the person who reviews code. So if you look at this chart right here, the person doesn't get back involved. 2 steps happen before the human gets back in there. So today, the human would be involved in writing the code. We're going to try and take the human out of part 6 and not have them get back involved until part 8. So the developer will review the plan, and then it will go off to the agent. The agent will write the code, it will get reviewed, and then it will come back to the developer. The developer's role kind of changes there. So the developer isn't actually involved in the coding process anymore. It's involved in the planning and reviewing. So today, we still write the code, maybe not line by line, but we're implementing the solution, at least in some part, with the AI. I think the plan is to have the AI actually write the code, at least for more simple tasks. Like we previously talked about the Monday tasks. These are the simple tasks that we do on the website. That's something that we can probably have AI write the code and review it, and then just have the developer review the plan and then review the code. And if it can be doing smaller tasks, our releases can double or triple. We can get out these small customer requests a lot quicker. But we're not at that point right now. Right now, we're just trying to get the AI to a point where it's a lot smarter and it actually can consistently write good code. That would free us up to be less involved in part 6 of the development process.